Hey everybody, it's Susan with Susan Monroe Art, and it has been a hot minute since I have made a real tutorial for my YouTube channel, but I'm getting back into it. I don't know if y'all have seen, but I'm doing a 100-day painting challenge, so I've been uploading a lot of YouTube shorts. I hope you'll check those out. And I'm going to use this to make a short, but also I wanted to do a fuller video showing how I'm going to make this little scrap of watercolor paper into a nice gift tag I can add to a Christmas present. So I have tons of scrap paper. I hate to let it go to waste. I use it to test paint colors and things, but this time we're going to do something a little different. So first, cut your card. You could just be a flat card if you want without an opening. I like it to have an opening, and I'm going to tape it to my surface with some washi tape, or you could use painter's tape. Painter's tape, I think, holds a little stronger. Washi tape is not as strong, and if I dry with my hair dryer, sometimes the washi tape will lift a little bit, so you just have to be careful of that if you're using the washi tape. Okay, now that I have it taped down, I'm going to run my fingers along it to make sure it's really tight in there, because I really don't want any water to be seeping under my tape. I'm going to get a pencil, and I'm going to draw just some little circles in here. Little groups of circles, really, all around in here. Okay. The next thing you're going to need, of course, is a paintbrush. I'm using a small one because this card is so small. And masking fluid, whatever kind you want. This will keep the watercolors from attaching to the paper. It'll just protect the paper from the watercolors, because we're going to want to protect these little circles from the paint I'm going to put on top for a little bit. And then to keep the masking fluid from ruining your paintbrush, you're going to get some soap. I have this little thing of soap I keep here. How I keep the masking fluid from sticking to my paintbrush is that I wet the masking fluid in a little clear water. Then I put the soap into the bristles really well. I work it in there. Now my brush isn't soaking wet or anything, but it is full of soap right now. Now I'm going to open my masking fluid, and when I dip my brush in, the masking fluid will stay on my brush, but it will not stick my bristles together. So here we go. I want a nice coat of masking fluid on each of these. Notice I don't need to reapply the soap on this. If I did feel like maybe the soap was getting a little thin on there, I was worried about that, make sure you completely rinse off the brush before you add more soap. You're just going to do the same process all over again to add the soap and then the masking fluid. Okay, now just to show you how my brush isn't stuck together, I'm going to rinse it out. Hopefully you can see my bristles are not stuck together. My brush is fine, and I'm going to use it to paint the rest of this painting. Now that my masking fluid is dry, I'm ready to paint. I'm going to get my little paint set. You don't need anything big and fancy to paint. This is the painting set I use to paint everything. And I have a little bit larger brush just for this part. I'll go back to using this brush later. These are Dick Blick Scholastic brushes. They're not expensive, but they work really well. I'll try and link to those down in the comments for you if anyone's interested. And I'm just going to get a little bit of this. Whoops, not that yet. I'm going to get a little bit of this turquoise blue, or whatever blue you like. That's more of a Winsor blue. This is a turquoise, no. This is a French ultramarine. I'm going to go with the French ultramarine. Notice I'm making it very watery and thin and light. Watercolor can be in 3 consistencies pretty much. There's tea, milk, and cream. Tea would be like this, very watery, thin. Milk would have a little more pigment than this, so it'd be darker and a little more viscous. And then cream would be even more thick and have more intense coverage. Right now, we just want a thin covering, and I'm just going to put a little wash on the back of this. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to cover up the white, really. There we go. Now I'm going to let that dry. Next, I will get a little of this sap green, which is a pretty sort of yellow green. I'll just mix it in with that. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Making it a little bit more intense than my background color. And I'm going to make some leaves. To do that, I'm going to hold my brush fairly vertically. If you have a lot of paint on your brush, you can always dab it on a paper towel. And now I'm going to make some leaves and branches, and I want them to be generally going in this direction. So let's make a little stem, press, and lift. There's a leaf. Another little stem, press, and lift. Just going to keep working my way down the paper. Come over here and do another one. Change the angle a little bit. I'll let this dry, and then I'm going to do another one, I think, coming across here. This is just a hair dryer. I bought it at Goodwill. I use it on the low setting to dry my watercolors. I'll make sure that my tape is still down tight. Now, a couple more little branches. You see how this leaf looks sort of scratchy? It's because there's not enough paint in my brush. You want to always make sure you have enough paint in your brush. If something like that happens, you need to load it up with more paint. Okay, we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to go on to the next step. I'm going to take my finer brush, and I'm going to use a little phthalo green, which is more of a blue green. And we're going to add some fir branches. This color is fine by itself. Sometimes I like to add a little alizarin crimson, a little red to it, to make it, ooh, not that much, to make it a little darker. And I don't want it too thick, but probably a little thicker, a little more like milk than these leaves are. And I'm going to come in and paint these little pine branches, and I don't want them to completely cover my pretty leaves I have here. They're just going to complement each other. Okay. You can make some more. I'll make one coming sort of all the way across here. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to take the masking fluid off. Actually, I lied. I forgot a step. Before I take the masking fluid off, I'm going to do some little branches, and you could use this Payne's Gray, which is almost a black. I have this color sepia. I love this sepia color. I'll mix the two of them together. I'm going to try and put these branches through the circles I made, because those are going to be berries on the branch. Okay, Okay, now after that dries, I'm going to take off the masking fluid. Now it's time to lift the masking fluid. I can use my finger to do that. I could use the end of the brush. There's a little rubber eraser lifting thing you can use to take masking fluid off. But whatever you use, you want to make absolutely 1000% sure that your paint is dry before you start doing it. I'm going to do it with the end of my brush here. All right, rub your hand over it to make sure you've lifted all the masking fluid. Sometimes there's a little left. Now I'm going to take, this is Scarlet Lake, but you take whatever red you have, not too dark, and I'm going to start painting in my berries. And I want to leave a little highlight on each berry. So I'm going to paint just around this edge and then make a little curving highlight on each berry. There we go. And after these berries have dried, if you want to add a little shadow on the bottom, you can take a little of your alizarin crimson and add it in there. Just makes it a little darker red. Just do a little shadow on the bottom edge of each one. Not necessary, but you can. I like it. Great, I sort of love it. All right, now all we have to do is make sure it's dry and take off the tape. There you go. And look at that. You have a really pretty little card you can add to someone's gift to make it really special for them, and write a little note inside there. So I hope you'll do this. If you do, please let me know. You can check out my Instagram and send me a picture of it. I'm Susan Monroe Art on Instagram also, and on TikTok. I would love to see somebody try this out and let me see how it turns out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll check out my 100-day painting challenge that I've been doing, and watch the other videos I have here on my channel. I love sharing my love of watercolor, and I love sharing watercolor tutorials. So thanks for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.